If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out. 3 shot, 3130 South St. Louis. Male, 35, abdomen, torso. Male, 42, ass, left arm, right arm, back. Male, 39, left ankle. The crime scene consists of 20 rifle casings, 19 9mm casings, and 5 vehicles struck by gunfire. That's a lot, y'all. That's just not no normal, I'm scared I'm going to shoot a couple of times and then I'm going to run away. Nah, that ain't that right there. That right there is intentions. Now, if they shot one time, I can say, okay, all right, cool. If they shot 2, probably even 3, I'll be like, okay, well, maybe that wasn't. But 20 rifle casings, 19 9mm casings, that tells me that there is intent to kill. You don't shoot that many times, trying to scare somebody or something like that. You shoot that many times when you trying to kill something. Here is a post from his wife. All she did was posted a broken heart. And as brothers out here, we got to understand something, especially us in these streets. Like, man, when we get killed and stuff like that, man, we traumatize people by our deaths. We traumatize people because here it is. We got kids, we got a wife, we got family members that depend on us, we got our kids that depend on us. But yet and still, we still put our life in danger for some gangbangers that ain't gonna give a damn about us when we gone. Yeah, they gonna cry a couple of days and all that, but after that, they gone to the next. While your kids gotta deal with your death for the rest of their life. Your wife got to deal with your death for the rest of her life. Come on, man. We got to get it together. Here's a post from Big Duty Low. Big Duty Low said, my best friend forever, my brother, my dog, taught me a lot. This one hurt, Wop. Man, everybody know our relationship. I got your kids for life. When I got shot, you jumped on the road. No questions. Crying emoji. You see what I'm saying? Man, this type of stuff traumatizes people. It traumatizes people, especially people that's close to you. Rest in peace, THF Bayzoo. Cold-blooded demonstration. I'm talking about cold. They are saying that over 20 rifle shells and 9mm shells and stuff like that. So we got to think in our mind, usually when somebody gets shot, with a 9mm, they got a good chance of living. But when somebody gets shot with one of them rifles, 7.62 bullets, look, your chances are slim surviving something like that. Now, as we read in the report, as you seen, for those of you who don't know, THF Bayzoo, he was the guy that was 35 years old. So he got shot in the chest and in the abdomen, the stomach. Now, if he got hit with a rifle shell in the chest and in the stomach, that's tough. People don't survive that. And I don't know if he got hit with that. I don't know if he got hit with the 9mm, but I only can assume that it probably was that rifle. You see? Because some people, they survive those 9mm shells through the chest, through the stomach. People get shot with 9mm shells 10, 12 times and they survive. But with them rifle shells, that's nothing to be played with, because we got to understand something, y'all. With them rifle bullets, those things are really made to knock down game. And what I mean by that is that those type of rifles and those type of bullets are really made to knock down elk and deer and stuff like that. Stuff that's walking in the wilderness, 4 legs, big muscle bound. It's supposed to knock those things down. So here it is. You got somebody like Bayzoo. Bayzoo probably 5'7", 5'6", probably 100 and some pounds. The body can't take that. No, it can't take that. You see? And so, here it is. They saying that this brother was fighting for his life. He went through a couple of surgeries, but then, his body just gave out on him. It couldn't take no more. And that's the cold-blooded part about all of this, is this right here. Because here it is. This man done survived 35 years. In gangbang years, he probably 60 years old. I just got to be 100. I'm not trying to be funny, but in gangbang years, this man probably 60 years old in gangbang years, because gangbangers, like I say, they die young, teenagers, early 20s. But he died at 35 years old. He was killed at 35 years old, and don't nobody really know why. There's nobody coming out proclaiming, or you know how the gangbangers do. They get on Instagram and they get on the things and be like, yeah, we did this, we did that. I haven't seen that yet, but it's finna come. And it might not even be the people that did it, but that type of stuff is finna come, because that's frequent in gangbang culture now. Because being that Bayzoo has been accused of killing multiple people, you see, that those people that he supposedly had killed, their family members or their gang and all that type of stuff, are going to start making fun of him in his death. And that's cold-blooded. But that's just how it go in the streets. That's just how they plan it right now. They want to kill you, and they want to hurt your feelings. Like, they want to traumatize you mentally and emotionally. Like, I'm talking about, it's not one thing to kill somebody, but they want to traumatize the family, traumatize them emotionally and mentally. Like, hey, your family member dead and we smoking on him and all that old type of stuff. Cold-blooded demonstration. But here it is, right? The address that they gave where the shooting occurred at is kind of throwing me off a little bit, and let me explain to y'all why. Usually when somebody gets shot and killed and stuff like that, instead of giving a address, they would say like the street. Like somebody got killed on 31st and Emerson or something like that, or 34th and or on Penn and Laurie, they give the streets and stuff like that, right? But they gave a complete address. A complete address. What was it? 3103 St. Louis? Yeah. And that place right there is a junkyard. It's a place called Pick Your Parts. And at this junkyard, what happens is, you go to the junkyard. Say if you need a carburetor for your car, you need a battery, or you need some type of part for your car. At this junkyard, you go in there and they got multiple cars all over the place. I'm talking about cars everywhere. And you go find your car, or you talk to the person at the desk and you say, look, I got a 1977 Chevy. You know what I'm saying? I need a steering wheel for that bad boy. And they go look and they say, oh yeah, we got a couple of them over here in this lane right here. Here you go on back there and snatch that steering wheel out of the car. And then you come pay for it, right? That's why they call it Pick Your Parts, right? But the thing about the whole thing is this right here, like in that area over there where he was at, it is a gang infested area. And by me just knowing gangs, look, you can't just go in anybody's hood whenever you want to. You just can't do that, because gangs are lurking with the intent to kill. Gangs are always lurking with the intent to see a op and try to kill him, try to shoot him, try to beat him, and things like that. But in that area where Bayzoo went to, it's a Mexican most populated area. They got little pockets of black people here and there, but from my understanding, that area is mostly populated by Latinos, Latinas. And the most major gangs who call that area Little Village, their headquarters is a gang called themselves 2 Sixes and the Latin Kings. Now, if these 2 Sixes and Latin Kings are at war with any black gangs, which some of them are, and which they probably are, then it could have easily went that way. Because here it is, the black gangs understand, look, we can't go over there to pick my parts or pick your parts over there because we into it with the kings over there. We into it with the 2 6s over there. So we know not to go over there, right? But somebody that's coming from the south side of Chicago, like THF Bayzoo, you know, going over there, which is considered southwest, but mostly it's like the west side of Chicago, he probably don't understand that. You see, he probably don't understand the war that's going on over there. They could be, and I'm talking about in a heated battle. And anybody that come in that area that's black, automatically, they think that, okay, they're part of that gang because they know they ain't supposed to be over here. You see? And it could have went that way, you know, and I'm just hypothetically speaking. Y'all in Chicago from that area, get in the comments and let these peoples know or correct me if I'm wrong. Because we got to understand something. Even in the black communities that are into it with Latin gangs, if a Latin person just started walking down the street, the black gangs are going to be like, they antennas going to go up like, that's one of them. He trying to creep on us. They trying to sneak us. And then they might do something to him. You see what I'm saying? And Latin gangs the same way. Okay, here go 3 black guys over here, and they look like gangbangers. They got dreads and stuff like that, and they talking they languages, you know, they unfolding them and all this old type of stuff. So instantly they like, okay, wait a minute. We got some of them over here. So whoever was in that junkyard or was in that, you know, in that junkyard or in the store part with them could have seen Bayzoo and said, hey, look, these guys is gangbangers from the other side who we into it with. Let me tell King and them, or let me tell Deuce 6 and them, you know what I'm saying? 2 6 and them, and then I'm finna have them come over here and slide on them because ops is in the neighborhood. You see? That's how it go in gangbang culture. That's how it go in gangbang areas. If you get caught slipping in the gangbang area, a lot of times gangbangers don't ask no questions. They don't. They hear things, they hear your language, they hear how you talk, and instantly they already know what you is and who you is off your language. You see? And so if it went that way, then that's what we looking at. We looking at some Latin kings or some Deuce 6s that done shot and killed THF Bayzoo. Cold-blooded demonstration. Now, you know, the rumors, whenever somebody died and stuff like that, you know, the rumors got to hit the airwaves. And one of the rumors that I heard was this right here, that being that Bayzoo and Lil Durk was so close, that Bayzoo know a lot of Durk's secrets, and that Lil Durk is cleaning house. You know, he cleaning house. You know, he's sending hits on everybody that he close to that can possibly, you know, throw him up under the jail and all that old type of stuff. I mean, like, I don't believe that. You know, I don't believe that. And the reason why I say that is because Bayzoo done been through it. You know, I mean, that's the last person that Lil Durk would have to entertain in his mind, think about snitching on him, because Bayzoo done been through it. Bayzoo done been locked up for murders. I think on a couple of occasions he was locked up on murders, and he like this here, kept his mouth closed. Beat him. You see? Got up out of there. Ain't tell on nothing. Ain't tell on nothing. Ain't get no clues or none of that type of stuff. He like this, closed mouth when it come to the police. So I believe that Durk wouldn't even entertain the thought of THF Bayzoo, you know what I'm saying, telling on him or being a snitch or being a witness in his RICO case, to the point where he like, I gotta knock Bayzoo off. You know what I'm saying? So I just can't agree with that right there. But before I depart, allow me to say this right here. I get on this thing right here and I tell you young brothers and I tell you classic brothers all the time. Look, dead or jail. That's it. That's all it got for you. Dead or jail. That's what's going to happen to you if you're still in them streets and you frequent them type of areas and stuff like that. Dead or in jail. You got to know where you at. And I don't know if THF Bayzoo understood the area over there. You gotta know where you at. Like I remember I told y'all a story a while ago when I had went to Chicago and we went and connected with some brothers and they told us straight, they say, man, look, y'all probably don't want to be around here. We at war right now. As a gang banger, I understand that type of language because I know that if I get caught talking to this man by his ops, I might as well be in that gang and they gonna try to kill me. They ain't gonna ask no questions or none of that. They see me talking to him. I'm with him. So I'm easy prey. They gonna kill me. So look, y'all gotta get away from here. We at war. They just came through here and did a 3-car drive-by. Y'all gotta go. You ain't gotta tell us no more. We know what time it is. We got up out of there. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what's going on in these areas when you frequent gangbang areas. That's why, look, I'm going to tell y'all like this. I'm not trying to go into no gangbang areas no more. Nah. If I can help it, and I know it's a gang over there, and they beefing and stuff like that, shooting and all that, I'm not, look, catch an Uber and meet me on the highway or something. I'll pick you up on the highway, or catch an Uber in the neutral zone or something like that. Then I'll come scoop you from the neutral zone. I'm not trying to go into no gangbang areas because you can get yourself killed, shot, robbed, and all type of stuff just like that. And in this situation right here, I mean, it's going to come out, you know, like it always do. It's going to come out. Ain't nobody been arrested for the shooting or none of that. And being that they gave a specific address to that place, I wonder if the investigators are connecting his murder to that place, to the Pick Your Part place, because they used that address specifically. So that makes me think in my mind that possibly they trying to connect that place or something that happened in that place. Could it have been an argument? Because Bayzoo could, you know, Bayzoo ain't gonna take no smack from nobody. Could it have been an argument that happened in that place? You know what I mean? And spilled out into the, you know, into the streets, and then it went down that way. I mean, we never know, but time gonna tell like it always do. I mean, could somebody had followed him from the south side of Chicago, where he's originally from? You know what I'm saying? I mean, where his gang is originally from. I mean, his ops followed him all the way from over there to, you know, to the west side of Chicago and shot and killed him and stuff like that? Because when you look at it, the other guys got limb wounds, you know, ankle and arm and stuff like that. He got chest and stomach. So that tells me that he was a target. They was trying to kill him. You see, it wasn't no, you know, to get shot in your chest too, in your stomach. Look, somebody had to up real fast and shoot you in the chest and the stomach before you can even turn or try to run. Or was it a surprise hit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, to get hit in the chest and the stomach, like, that tells me a little bit. That tells me either, you know, he was unsuspecting what happened to him. And it could have been because of the area that he's in. He's not familiar with what's going on over there. Now, look, let me say this right here. If you have beaten the odds, and what I mean by that, if you done lived through a gang war, if you done lived through gang banging, and you late 20s, late 30s, early 30s and stuff like that, look, you got to understand something. And I understand this as well. That what you did last summer, what you did when you was gang banging, a lot of them people that you harmed and you hurt ain't forgot about that. They still mad at you for that. They still hurt because of what you done did in your past. You see? So you always got to be alert. You always got to be alarmed because you never know when them people are coming to collect. You never know. So if you are privileged enough to make it to those ages that I before mentioned, then you got to be alert and you got to get out the way. That's what you got to do. You got to be alert and you got to get out the way. Whenever you going into a territory that you are unfamiliar with, and it's in any ghetto across America, who be over here? Is they into it? Is there a lot of shooting? What's going on? If you got to go to a store, hey, how is that area over there? I mean, should I be alarmed? Is this an okay area? You know, if you know somebody over there, hey man, is they warned over there? What's going on, man? Can I slide through and come get you, or what's happening? You know what's? You gotta be in the know. You gotta be, because you gotta remember back when you was doing all your madness, you done caught a couple of people in your hood that didn't belong down there. Come on, look, y'all, we gonna keep it real. We ain't gonna play, y'all. Come on now. You know, when you was in your age and you was gang banging and you seen somebody that looked like they didn't belong in your neighborhood, you was on them. Hey, hold on. Hey, come here. Who was you? You see what I'm saying? And if you ain't do no talking, hey, that look like one of them dudes. He was with them. You see what I'm saying? So you always got to be conscious. Always got to be aware. You always got to be alert. Because you can't forget about what you done did. You can't. Because once you forget about what you did, you putting yourself in danger. Real danger. Now, you might want to change your life. I understand that. But you got to understand something. The people that you done harmed, the people that you done did stuff to, they ain't changing. They ain't trying to hear that. They don't care that you're trying to change your life and be a better person and you want to be a productive citizen. They don't, They still remember what you did, how you hurt them. That's what they remember. So for any of you brothers that done made it, I'm talking about, and you a mature man, you classic now, and you done made it out of it, but you know you got a past and you done harmed some people. Don't be foolish. Still be alert. I'm not saying go out there killing people and all that old type of stuff, but be alert to preserve your life. You see, when you're going somewhere, be alert to preserve your life. You understand? Because this right here, with Bayzoo, being that he 35 years old, that tells me that he knew how to move. He knew how to move. And just to be taken out at 35 years old, it's a cold-blooded demonstration. So again, you know, I extend my condolences to his children, to his wife, to any family members that love him. And man, once again, y'all, I mean, the streets, they come to collect. The streets don't forgive you. The streets don't care about you. The streets is brutal. And the streets love violence. This is hood educated, not lane related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.